right, and welcome to Fast Break Breakfast, NBA Podcast. My name is Keith, here once again with my buddies Chuck and John.
Hey now.
In the flesh.
What's up?
Having a terrible day.
Are you? It's
Yeah.
rainy.
It's raining. I have that. What is that? What is that climate thing? Climate
Seasonal
change
affective
depression.
disorder. Oh, you have. That's just
You're
awareness.
sad that the world is ending.
I've had
Sad
like
that the world's going to end? Yeah.
nothing bad. In fact, good things have happened to me today professionally. In addition to Keith dominating the Filipino world on a,
Yeah.
on a global
we have to
news
be-
scale.
we
But
have- we have-
little things have, like, you ever have like real small things happen to you, but they're like somehow devastating?
Yeah.
So check this out. I don't know if this happens to you guys. You know when the gas pump's really slow,
Oh, yeah.
but
Okay.
you've prepaid for like $20.
Oh, I've never.
Or
I
fill up.
haven't prepaid in a decade, but keep going.
And so I go to the Mapco, and it's prepay only for God knows what reason. So I've already gone into the store, given them $20 on my card. The pump is going incredibly slow. I don't know what to do.
yeah.
Do I go to another pump?
Yeah, then you.
Does my laziness, like I'm not stoic, but I am lazy, and I think my laziness supersedes my stoicism.
Well, then you have, like, am I saving time? Because I got to go communicate.
Also,
Yeah,
yes,
we-
do I have to go back in?
I need to transfer my
Also,
credit.
Does the other pump, is it still going slow?
Oh, yeah, maybe the whole thing is messed up.
So I sat there 20 minutes. pumping.
20 minutes.
Seriously.
A minute a gallon a minute.
And I went to another pump. Well, so I eventually.
Unacceptable.
So
Yelp
I,
review.
well, so I get to like 10. I
You
get
should
to like.
definitely Yelp review the specific gas station.
I
and
get,
that
it's the
pump
Mapco
number.
near your. So I eventually switch pumps because I'm like, it's going so slowly.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, that pump is really slow. 5 is slow. And I was like,
5 is slow.
I wish you had told me. So I go saunter around, drive my car around to 6. Man, 6 was slower.
And did you have to transfer your balance?
I don't know. It took him a good minute to do whatever he was
So
doing.
now more minutes lost.
I'm gonna have to look at my like account and see what even happened.
So the 20 minutes wasn't even, you weren't done.
Well, I think the whole experience
Chuck,
took 20
he's
minutes.
still pumping gas.
I think
He
the
Ubered here.
whole experience took me 20 minutes when I thought it was going to take 2, 3.
No,
So
it
then-
never takes.
Oh, it gets worse. So then I get my car and like I'm in a funk now. My day is ruined. Essentially.
Funkmaster Flex dropping bombs.
So I'm like, I will listen to one of my favorite songs of all time.
Return of the Mac by Keith Morrison.
I love that song, but alas, no. It's "Break It Down Again" by Tears for Fears.
Makes sense.
And so I'm listening to it, and I have some kind of mental problems where I listen to songs on repeat to cheer me up. But on my phone, I'm looking at I'm
You
trying
are
to
a
prep.
serial killer.
I'm very strange.
Self-affirmations in the mirror.
And I was listening to the song, and I'm trying to look at basketball stuff. I'm sitting in Keith's driveway, and there's an app called Genius that pops up on your Spotify that tells you the lyrics.
Okay.
Well, all my favorite lyrics were not the words I thought they were. So not only did I pump gas for 20 some odd minutes, I also had
A realization.
her just crashing down to earth that all my favorite lyrics are just like they were lyrics about like horses. I thought they were lyrics.
What were the lyrics? Can you give
Probably
us
talking
about
an
heroin.
example?
So there's a lyric that I always thought was like, I thought it was a really cool turn of phrase. It was like, this came down from the board, and I thought it was like a big like take back the power, take back the take the factory back. And no, man, it's like headstrong like a horse.
Oh, no.
And then there's more lyrics about a horse.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Songs-
Genius is
songs
telling
about
me
horses.
that this is Roland Orthabau's song about his rich person horses. I thought this was about like taking back the mechanized production, man.
Right. Seize the means.
And I was like, and I'm just like, this has been a dismal day.
That sucks.
So I'm glad to be here talking basketball instead of learning that all my favorite Tears for Fears songs are about rich people thoroughbreds.
Do you want to hear a disappointing thing about Biggie that I just
Yes,
figured out?
absolutely.
So I was watching
Your misery
It's called
enhances
Unsolved.
mine.
It's a TBS special run about the Biggie Unsolved Biggie Tupac. I start watching it. They wait like a whole episode to really bring in Biggie. Then you realize they haven't licensed a single song from either Biggie or Tupac's catalog. And they have some underwhelming performances and underwhelming lyrics written for Biggie to rap in front of Tupac at a party like that's what rappers used to do. And it made me sad. So I started fast forwarding through every scene in the Biggie Tupac movie about Biggie and Tupac. So if Biggie was in it, skip. And then I was relieved of having to cringe my way through what would otherwise be a fantastic story. It has Buddy from Westworld, the young version of the mean guy, you know.
James Marsden.
He's the McPoyle from whatchamacallit. From It's Always Sunday.
It's always Sunday. Nothing to me.
The McPoyles.
I'm out.
Don't know.
He's like, you know, the black hat guy in Westworld.
Oh, yeah.
The young version of him.
Oh yeah, I got him.
That's a spoiler, right?
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah,
Already
who cares?
You
started.
really shouldn't care.
No, it's really
that
bad.
one.
Second
I was
season
just thinking of
dropped off
a
cliff.
lyric that I had wrong. You know, much like, you know, obviously.
Excuse me while I kiss this guy.
Well, yeah, that one. That one. Like much like the Atlantis Morissette, the Cross-Eyed Bear. You know, people, it's the Cross-Eyed Bear. There was a song I thought.
I don't know
Cross-eyed
this
bear?
one. All I know is that Dave Coulier is the one she's going down
Right,
on.
right.
Yeah,
And
the theater.
there was a song when I was
out.
a youth that I thought was a Christian song. I thought they were saying "Savior of Love." Like I was like "Savior of Love." Oh, that's nice. We're talking about Jesus. This is great.
Yeah.
It was just "Save Your Applause." Save your applause. That's all it was. Anyway,
Ah, so many layers.
let's talk breakfast. Do we have breakfast?
I didn't. Not today. I'm saving myself because today we are going to film me eating what is now a phenomenon, the 2 for $4 filet of fish at McDonald's, ladies and gentlemen. It used to be 2 for $5. Now it's 2 for $4.
Do you have a name for that? The
So we will be doing
the 2 for filet.
The filet of 4.
Oh yeah, okay.
I guess that would be, if I marketed for McDonald's, it would be filet of 4.
but we're gonna go bigger than that. Chuck's gonna eat 4 for $8.
You before you do it.
So I'm going to
you
double
need
down on the
to-
2 for $4.
Well, you gotta. I think you need to get
The double.
filet of 4 on Urban Dictionary before you do it.
Right, we should start.
Because
that.
if Chuck was a basketball player, he'd be a double machine with no assists ever.
No.
No
Yeah,
assists.
no assists. I would.
Double.
But I would dive onto the floor for loose balls.
Okay,
on
gotta
the
get
right.
the-
What
Gotta
do you
get that.
mean? If
That's a
Chuck was a
rebound.
basketball player. Chuck is Pero Antich.
That's me.
Oh, that is true. I forgot Pero Antis existed.
Remember when he was the scariest person?
Remember
in the
when he
NBA?
was like a meme on this show? We've been doing this too long, boys.
My breakfast was Jimmy John's, the fast sandwich, the cheap fast sandwich.
The sandwich that Chuck has opened my eyes to.
I hadn't
bread.
had it in so long that I actually thought it was really tasty. And because I got kind of down on the bread. Like this is just like sweet, sugary. Why is there sugar in this bread? It's kind of weird. But you put salt and pepper, like Italian dressing on a sandwich.
Oh, oregano.
I'll eat it. Yeah, it's great. So no complaints.
I had
No
a
complaints.
nice warm coffee cup of collagen, tropical flavor.
You disgust me.
Got me going, man. I'm headstrong like a horse.
That is gross. All right, so those were our breakfast. After our breakfast, we get to our breakfast in bed apologies. This is our chance to make right what we might have gotten wrong on any previous episode. It is often, frequently, the first time we talk about basketball. Not me, though. I was up early this morning talking on CNN Philippines.
CNN.
Don't steal my thunder, because I was going to apologize to Duterte and Ferdinand Marcos, because there's a new dictator in the Philippines, and his name's Keith Parrish. I don't know Keith's middle name, or I would have used the full thing.
Here's the thing.
Rodrigo.
I thought I was being pranked.
That's
And I still think I might have been pranked. I'm not sure. I've seen the video, but I don't
Right.
know. You can fake that. I've
The
seen Mission
Filipino
Impossible. I
Basketball
know.
Association is one of the largest and most credible basketball associations of all time. This is a stepping stone to
Hey,
world
they had
domination.
They had that blue check, man. They had that blue
I
check.
have never
CNN
seen
finished.
Keith so clean.
Man, and you made this whole background look amazing. I expect our
So,
listens in
I
the
thought it
Philippines to quadruple.
I could not
That's
decide.
8 lessons.
I could not
Right.
decide if it looked terrible.
It looked bad.
It looks pretty bad.
No!
It's just like garbage. It's just
No,
garbage
it's
hanging on
not.
the
It
wall.
looks like a fan.
So if I
in
take
a fan's basement.
all the garbage off the wall, it just looks like I'm in prison.
You got
you know what
to do
you
the
should have
garbage.
done? You
got to
should
do
have
the
done it
garbage.
behind the books.
I thought about the
No.
books.
Look at the books.
I thought
The
about
books
moving
are
the-
insane looking.
I thought about moving the
fireplace.
bookcase. I should have put it in front of the fireplace.
If you had built a fire,
Yes, it would have
I
smoked
think
out
you
those
did the
squirrels.
absolute best you could have.
Yeah, which is not great.
I
but-
just couldn't believe how clean you looked. You were unrecognizable to me.
Really?
Yes.
No, you held yourself and you represented the podcast great, and I thought everything was great.
I hairsprayed my hair.
Yes, I knew it. I knew something was going on.
Because my hair just looks like an unkempt sixth grader. It's just
Yes.
puffy and weird.
Yeah.
That's your whole energy.
It is my energy.
But you need to
Horrifying. Doesn't know how big he is. Sixth grader.
I thought about shaving down to a mustache just to distract from my hair.
Oh yeah.
Just like, oh, the look at my mustache.
No
the
way.
time.
Your beard was very princely.
Oh, good.
Dude,
He's like Prince, but let's Prince with a lisp.
like
Right.
when you were on that
King's
screen,
Speech first act.
when you were on that screen, I was like, that's what a podcaster's supposed to look like.
You got
I
that right.
really thought I was representing
He
podcasters.
nailed it.
You're like, that guy's not a
He's
professional.
like, that guy's in his basement. Look at those shack.
That guy is in his parents' basement.
If there had been all three of us, it'd have been insane.
Yeah.
It'd have just been like, oh, who's that fat lady?
Anyway, but so I did already talk about basketball today.
Yeah.
But
Sure
I can't
did.
talk about my breakfast in bed apology. I'm going to apologize to John.
Uh-oh.
I'm not that I was wrong.
This has never happened.
Let's be clear. Not that I was wrong,
It's a long time coming.
but John has been talking bad about JJ Redick for a while.
He's awful.
And I don't agree with that. But JJ Redick, he needs a break.
Yeah.
He needs like a month off, a week off. Or he over the last month, which is a span of 12 games,
He's hit the white guy wall.
he's shooting 32% and averaging 11.8 points per game.
32% from threes.
No, 32% total.
Oh,
Averaging a Courtney Lee-esque 11 points per game. That is abominable.
You take Hercules' name out your mouth.
So, John, you were right. You were putting him down. I'm not saying he's bad, but he needs a break. Because
You ever seen him play defense?
He's been off.
No, you haven't. The answer is no.
He's one of the. He's got the
He's
wing.
not.
He's got the reverse wingspan. Give him a break. He's one of four guys with the reverse wingspan.
Tyrannosaurus arms.
That's a good point.
Oh, speaking of that, I watched Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
What were you doing?
I felt like I owed the
What's
franchise.
wrong with you?
Those
No,
people
you
should be ashamed who made that movie.
They must go back to the island that they've already been back to
I can't believe they put Jurassic.
multiple times.
I can't believe they used the word Jurassic in that title. That was
Right.
one of the worst movies I've ever
Cretaceous. Should have gone with Cretaceous. Mesozoic.
seen. Should have been an asylum
Bronze.
knockoff. I guess
The Purge with dinosaurs.
the people. I guess the
Dino Purge.
the CGI artists who did like the volcano and stuff, they're cool. They can stay. Everyone else involved with that movie, you need a break. You need to apologize to the world. I'm sorry. What were y'all apologies? I'm in a weird mood today.
I'm staying on Wayne Ellington because it's the well it hasn't run dry.
Beef Wellington.
The heater back. I'm sorry about being wrong about being right about being wrong about Wayne
I
Ellington.
completely understand and concur.
It's the dog days of March. I'm running out of things to apologize for, but the heater back. The Heat have made a run these last few games and are making ground in the solidifying their eighth seed.
What
in the
happened
East.
to the Pistons? Was it you?
The Pistons lost by
Was
a
it
billion
reserve?
points to the Nets, and it broke their spirit.
The Pistons
Yeah.
had the best offense. I think it was over in a 12-game stretch. They had the number one offense in the NBA, and then combined to score 150 points in the next two games.
And then we talked about them.
That's right.
Yeah. So
are the
my
Pistons going to
plans
lose
worked.
all the rest of their games? Because I think Reggie Jackson might be hurt now. He got hurt at the end.
Reggie Jackson's line from last night should be I think it was like 3 for 15 or something.
He has been considered for the award ceremony, but I think he got hurt at the end of the game. The Pistons were looked like they're going to be solidly maybe the 6th seed.
Easy.
They were pushing,
Rolling.
They blown past the Nets, and now 2 games in a row they looked awful, and maybe they're struggling with injury again. I don't know what happened with those guys.
I think Reggie Jackson heard our review of him in High Flying Bird.
He was good in that, but he didn't
pretty good.
belong.
He didn't belong.
He didn't belong. He is not a famous basketball
he
player.
did-
I'm sorry.
He did better than Karl Anthony Towns, who I don't know what Karl Anthony
Dude,
Towns was looking
He
at.
was on
Carl
lithium.
Anthony Towns
He was on lithium.
is a disaster. He's a disaster.
I kind of wanted to bring my wife, I want to bring Abby downstairs and be like, hey, look at that. You know this guy's in the NBA and he's blind? Because his eyes are just moving above the camera level the whole time. It was really bizarre.
I mean, this is a guy. He has 2 of the best dunks of the year this season, but you can't market Karl Anthony Towns.
No.
Because if you put him, we have now seen
No,
what happens
dude.
when you put him in front of a camera in front of one of the world's greatest filmmakers.
I think you're
Can't be
shrinking. I
saved.
think you're shrinking your purview of what is marketable. He would be a great YouTube character
I can't.
for kids. Like if he taught
He's
my
Momo.
son.
He's Momo.
If he taught my son how
Guys,
to count,
Have you noticed that Momo just looks like Michael Jackson?
yeah, with boobs, those weird boobs.
Yeah.
You see the boobs? Nobody's talking about Momo's boobs.
I mean, I'm talking about Momo's boobs with you right now.
I'm with it. They're kind of nice boobs. They
What?
kind of they're. Have you seen them?
I've seen
the
them.
cleavage is kind of tight.
I honestly have no idea what you're talking about.
So Momo's
All right.
this like boogeyman scare that all these kids.
Momo. Oh, I got you.
Parents are getting emails
You
and
can't even
stuff.
find it anymore.
Oh, they sent
been
us
stripped
they
from the
sent-
internet.
They sent me from my son's school an email about the online thread of Momo and how it's a hoax and a Snopes link.
goodness.
Yeah,
What's Snopes link?
Snopes. No,
Oh,
Snopes.
it's Snopes link.
Yeah, that it's a fake and a hoax.
You know, Snopes monkey trial. I can't
William
believe.
Jennings.
I can't believe Soderbergh didn't go back to Netflix and just be like, "Hey, can I have like $100K to fix
I wish
his
I-
eyes?"
Can we CGI his
I
eyes?
wish I
gotta
could have
fix his
just.
eyes.
He looks
Why
like a
could-
Muppet.
Why couldn't Filipino analyst Keith Parrish been the guy who's like, okay, here's the dudes you should talk to for your movie, Joel Embiid. Here's
Right.
the affable humans, the quote machines you
Right.
can have, because you got like
What
Carl
was
Anthony
it-
Towns was like those platitudes. He was just
Just
Whoa.
gross.
What was the unifying thread of those three?
Of those
players?
three players?
Was Donovan Mitchell, Carl Anthony Towns,
Well,
and Reggie Jackson.
so Reggie Jackson actually was a rookie in that lockout year. I think that was the reason why he was.
they were all
No,
all rookies that year.
No,
they
no,
weren't.
that's not
they
right.
weren't.
No, Donovan Mitchell just.
They only talked about their
this is
rookie
second year.
experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Big Cat was a couple years after.
Anyway, John, did you have an apology for
I'll
us?
apologize to pretending I was going to not watch every Grizzlies minute ever because I can't stop. I don't know why.
I have kind of stopped.
It's like a sick addiction.
I have gotten really worked up over Grizzlies Twitter, like going nuts over the 3-game winning streak,
That's
and being
great.
like, "Man, this team can finally play since they got rid of Gasol."
I have
It's like we won 3 games in a row, guys.
I have texts
Slow
from
down.
friends. Shout out to Benny Shoga, being like, "I know this sounds crazy, but hear me out. I think the Grizz might make the playoffs.
So my favorite.
They
thing,
might hit that over though. Keith.
One and we've lost it because the Grizz are a dumpster fire. But watching Joakim Noah hit a free throw jumper and absolutely act like it's Game 7 of the NBA Finals when he makes a shot.
Joakim
is
Noah.
the greatest thing ever.
That was pretty good, though.
I can see why he's like so many Bulls fans' favorite players because he like blows kisses to girls in the audience. He is hilarious to
his
watch.
Hawks game seduction of
Yeah,
whatever he was looking at.
giving somebody
That was not okay.
R. Kelly lips.
I've never been that forward in my life.
Oh, I have.
No, you should not.
You should do it.
Huh?
You should try that. When you see a girl like give her kissy lips
I think
and
there's
they
a
love
hashtag
it.
for your ass.
yeah. I think Chuck, you might have.
If they turn away, then
you might be
a
canceled.
shooter's
They
got to
turn
shoot.
away, you put it in
All right, so those were our breakfast in bed apologies. Before we get to our steak and eggs best thing, we have a few listener submitted questions. The croissant questionnaire.
Any questions?
Yes. Are you going to finish that croissant?
Knock yourself out.
That croissant. Finish that croissant.
The croissant.
Chuck, do you have something pulled up?
I do. I'm the one that's going to be asking these questions today, boys.
This is risky because we
Chuck
know
reading.
Chuck is terrible at reading.
Also, I can, on the fly, pick whatever question I want, and we're not going to be able to do anything about it.
Let's do it, Chuck.
So, we're going to start with, who is your favorite fast break breakfast host? John, go.
Chuck.
Keith, go.
Me.
Me, go. Me.
Yeah.
I win.
That is correct.
This is correct. This
well,
is the correct
here's
take.
the thing. If I could,
Onanism rules the
I
day.
am the
if I
favorite.
could, but if you, here's the thing. If you could form your perfect fast break breakfast host
Okay.
using the different attributes of each
okay.
host.
I'm really not going to come out well here, am I?
No.
Punctuality, not me.
Let's see if I could take if I could take the encyclopedic knowledge of 80s, 90s films and whatever else.
I don't think you need it though.
Whatever else is rolling around John's brain. If I could roll that with Chuck's affability.
Yeah, zero.
I'm affable.
I have zero affability.
That,
Very affable.
you know, Chuck's affability, punctuality with.
I'm glad I'm known as the punctual one, and thank you for that,
All
John.
it takes
Because I'm
is-
not in most of my
it
friends'
is amazing how the bar has been set for you to be
know.
punctual.
It's really I just
Relativity is real.
step
Just
really
be within
low.
94 minutes.
Yeah,
And you got it.
You
on
really
me.
saved
And
me.
again, to spell it out for our listeners who know that John is always very late, there is the 1 in 40 chance he shows up 20 minutes early,
Right.
which is today, and you never know when it's going to happen.
I just don't understand it.
yes.
He's
I don't
that's-
acknowledge
he's like,
it.
hey, I'm
That's
here.
why that
What?
gas station thing I'm completely poking holes in. He thinks it was 20 minutes.
It could
probably
have been,
3.
It could have been 32 seconds. It's slowed down.
we got another question.
got an
here.
extra-
I'm
This
still putting
one-
this perfect podcaster together.
This one comes from Neo Teximista.
oh,
Goes,
Oh, my.
buckle up.
we're going to need, here's a production note, we're going to need to put scary music in here.
Can you do it in Werner Herzog's voice?
It's happened. No, I'm not going to do it. The NBA apocalypse. All the coaches were taken to heaven or hell, the leftover style. You have been hired to coach your favorite team and have been granted total freedom and limitless resources to hire PCs, DCs, and assistant coaches. I hired Kevin Garnett, defensive excellence.
What are PCs, and DCs?
Who knows?
Defensive coordinators?
Who knows?
I don't know.
PCs, personal computers. You can
Personal computers,
Androids.
and DC Comics.
So he hires Kevin Garnett for his
Exclusive
defensive excellence and intensity, Steve Nash for his intelligence and commitment, Herbert Niche, world's best freediver, for endurance, oxygen management, inner centeredness, and Royce Gracie for balance, endurance, and new ways of thinking. Hoyce Gracie.
Yes.
You're right, not Royce. Hoyce. Who you got?
I like his picks, except for Kevin Garnett, who, as a talent evaluator, still thinks Thon Maker is going to have 3 MVPs. My perfect coach, I really like that Hoist Gracie one, especially if basketball players were allowed to wear gis. That would be
for sure.
unstoppable. Well, first of all, you need to have Dr. J. Julius Erving.
100%.
What, does he not count? Has he not been coaching some big three?
Ooh.
Is that so?
I think Dr. J might be a big three coach.
That's incredible.
All coaches. So you can't even go to high school.
Can we count basketball?
I want Dr. J
basketball players
teaching my young bloods how to manage their money and how to keep it cool.
I'm with that.
Right?
Do
there.
we need to break from the entire field of basketball? Could I pick up Tony Allen, who has not yet had a
So
coaching role?
he hired Kevin Garnett and
he did
Steve
hire
Nash.
Kevin Garnett.
So
Okay. Okay.
so former players who haven't been coaches.
I mean, Vince Carter pops to mind.
I
for,
don't
like,
know.
a serious
Vince
answer.
like his weird lusting for younger players.
I don't know why
It's
he's
not
probably
good.
hanging
It's not
out in the
right.
showers a lot.
It's kind of weird. You know who I'd take? Barack Hussein Obama.
Boom. 100%. He's my head coach. Knows the game, but doesn't need to nitpick. He can let his
Front
assistants
running
go.
Duke picking no good Barack Obama.
Oh, man. I'm with you. Second, you know who there's going to be a team psychologist. It's going to be Deepak Chopra because he's going to have to deal with all these people's psyches.
If you're going to make me pick a presidential candidate of days gone by, let's do Bill Bradley.
Strength and conditioning coach is Joe Rogan. He's definitely going to survive the apocalypse.
Give me, who's that? I can't remember his name. That black bodybuilder who's just enormous. It's not Tony Atlas. That guy's pecs have pecs.
Foreman.
Something insane. I think that is correct. But okay, strength and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Coleman.
It is Coleman. Yeah.
I'm actually going to hire The Rock just to help out Obama. I think The Rock and Obama.
I'm with
We
it.
can get it done.
Man, I love wrestling, but I hate The Rock so much. I hate all of his movies. I hate his persona.
Yeah.
I don't I'm Team Vin Diesel in that feud.
Then I'm bringing in Oprah.
D&D forever. Oprah.
Yeah.
Oprah's, that's a good one.
Because she would just make you feel comfortable in a post-apocalyptic world. I don't care what you say about Oprah now. When the poop hits the fan, I'm putting on the Oprah Winfrey Network.
I'm going to get Steven Seagal to teach Aikido throws and Russian infiltration techniques.
That was kind of the greatest video I've ever seen.
Are we talking the Steven Seagal is born?
Yes, we are.
Video, it's good. Find it if you haven't.
Was that 100% choreographed?
Yeah.
It's so good, though.
It's so good.
I would pay any amount of money to have the whatever superpower Steven Seagal has in that video.
Oh, I thought
where you are
I
simultaneously.
thought you wanted to be one of the guys thrown on the ground.
Oh yeah, dominate me, Steven. Where were you when Eric Leniak came out of that cake in Under Siege? Tell me exactly where you were because I know you remember.
I was in my friend Fabian Irueta's house at his we were spending
Discovering your body.
I don't think I
figured
saw
out where
that
the boner
until I didn't see that until like I was 18. I don't think I saw that until I was in college.
I believe you.
Just catching
That was one of those movies that you could rent it.
You remember
from
it because
the video
your
store.
penis hit you right in the face.
Next question. If you owned an NBA team and were as thin-skinned as James Dolan,
Guilty.
who would you ban from the stadium and for what?
Shout out our question taker.
Oh, shout out Counterproducts.
Oh, Counterproduct. All right, there we go. James Dolan making a lot of news. Also, he threw someone out of his concert just recently.
Was it Charles Oakley?
It was someone holding up a sign that said "Sell the Knicks."
I would throw out whoever yells "Freebird" at the basketball game.
I would.
But what if Birdman's playing?
Oh, good point. Damn it.
Yeah, I think I would throw out a lot of people.
If I owned a basketball team, I am a pernicious, horrible monster.
I would throw out anyone wearing a camo hat.
You know what my rule would be?
Yeah.
If
People that are different from me.
no,
Yeah,
if
I throw them out.
if when the cam comes on you, when your in-arena cam comes on you and you're on the screen
And you don't make out?
and you look at yourself on the screen, you got to go. You got to look right in the camera. You got to sell it for the audience. Whatever you are doing at that moment, you own it or you got to go. If you take a second to look at your glory, you don't deserve to be there for the game.
What?
Get out of there.
I had a long streak of
Selfishness.
being on camera at lots of Predators games until I threw up the pentagram hand sign.
Yeah. Do you guys know? Do you guys know the guy that got thrown out of the Jazz game? He took a selfie of himself looking at himself in the overhead earlier in the game. Yeah, it's a fact.
Mirrors within mirrors.
It's an Inception racist.
Wheels within wheels. What?
That,
No, I
that
feel like-
camo hat, man. I'd throw out anyone with a camo Jazz hat.
You know who I would throw out? If this is like a pet peeve. This is a basketball pet peeve thing.
Billy Crystal, I'd throw him out.
Whenever home fans cheer overrated
Oh yeah.
to the opponent, because that is just belittling your own team. You have like college basketball teams who like upset the number 21 team in the nation. And you start chanting overrated. It's like you guys think on your best day you can't beat the 21st best. It's just a stupid cheer that I think I would have thrown anybody out.
I would throw
overrated.
out the dudes who like yell out like analytics stuff.
Who does that?
Oh my God.
I would throw out the people who just yell at the refs like 3 seconds, 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Same thing. The guys who who try to say things that display, I know more about this game than your average guy. Get them out.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's just, you suck.
There's a lot.
Good old fashioned, you suck.
There's a lot of that at NBA games where teams are shooting a lot of threes, and you get a lot of people being like, "Throw it in the post. We got to work inside. Work inside." You know,
nice outlet pass.
I
I'll
do like-
kill you. I will murder
he
you.
was
open back door.
We should. This is a big mainstream topic that I think is worth talking about. So the jazz guy getting ejected, banned for life. John, you have yelled things at many arenas.
And I've been banned.
You have been handed the behavioral warning cards.
The ban hammer.
He's not allowed at Vanderbilt baseball games
Or Sounds baseball games.
because they play at the Vanderbilt Stadium.
So, what is your acceptable line? Knowing that your acceptable line is many steps past what most people's line
and
would
what
be.
that guy said.
And John has not been thrown out of anything since he stopped drinking.
So John,
in his defense,
Time.
give it time. Give it time.
So John, do you so if the guy just said like, get on your knees like you're used to or whatever we think he said, do you think he deserves a lifetime ban for that?
So here's how I've always felt about it.
I'm so nervous.
Write down the time.
I'm writing down the timestamp.
You play the game to
I
win.
need to cut this out. Yeah.
And I hate to give it to that guy, but he has won the game.
He did win.
You get banned for life,
Yeah.
badge of honor.
That's like the
You did the damn thing. The time I got Tony Gwynn's son to almost come into the stands because I was doing such a rock solid Tony Gwynn senior impersonation. You gotta put the bat on the ball. The time he was ready to kill
was
me.
Was there 4 people there? How does that project? How do you get your voice to project?
You get close to first base, man. You just gotta put the stick on the ball, get it right over. Don't worry about hitting a home run, son. And that kid was so out of his mind that he was pointing.
That's not okay.
I mean, that's how you win. By the way, Tony Gwynn was on the team I was supporting. I just couldn't let that
No,
go.
I don't think we can classify what that guy did was winning, because it isn't win at any means. It's win at the way that you do it in a classy. There's rules of engagement. Some things, yeah. No,
You
when
do
it
have to
comes
accept the banhammer, though. You just have to calmly, peacefully leave.
I don't think you ever try to do something that belittles a man in a way like that, where you tell somebody to get on their knees. That's a bridge too far. But you won when you got a player just from a comedic idea to get mad at you. That's winning. To say something maybe racist.
One of the first games we ever went to together, I was kind of nervous to be sitting with John.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what he was going to do.
Rightfully so.
Because we were at a Grizzlies game, and it was the Knicks.
Yeah,
and I got to
with
say,
Porzingis.
John's barbs that he was throwing to the Knicks.
David
'cause
Lee.
We were pretty close.
David Lee.
We
Yeah.
had pretty good seats that game.
Good seats.
Who was that? Rabble? Shout out Rabble.
Shout out Rabble.
Yeah.
I think we had good
Rabble.
seats that game. But you were not profane.
No.
You were not derogatory in like a sexual demeaning manner, much like this. You
I'm
told
old school.
Yeah, but so I thought everything you said was kind of over the line. I mean, I understand getting a warning card if you're yelling like it's Scott Foster, like, hey, you're telling me you don't know the line of this game right now? Come on.
Yeah.
Like
What did that Bubba the Love Sponge looking goofball set out to do?
So
What do you think his end game was?
yeah, to get attention and to make him,
Bango.
Yeah. He
Got him.
wanted to be
And I don't-
he definitely sells Toyotas.
he definitely sells Toyotas.
He definitely sells Toyotas. So he's in his crappy Toyota salesman job, maybe mechanic job, and all his life he just wants to be recognized by Russell Westbrook.
When this
a
Larry the
superstar,
Cable Guy
legend
lookalike-
athlete.
Do you think
His YouTube channel's about to explode.
Do you
Man,
think-
have you
He's a
seen his
folk
Twitter?
hero now.
Have you
so?
seen
So
his
most,
Twitter?
so most of the
Oh,
Twitter,
it's bad.
Most of the Twitter that went out was fake.
Was it?
Yeah, most
Most
of the bad. Everything that was
Another
really
one of
on
Keith's sock puppets.
well, everything that was really on the nose was fake.
Dang it.
But the one thing that was true that was screenshot
Kevin
like
Durant.
well, there was
He
like
did it again.
There was one thing that was screenshot like 100 times, so you knew it was
Right, him.
It was legit.
It was a hashtag
was him.
MAGA.
No, not the MAGA one.
No.
That one was one where every screenshot was phone battery life 22%. It was like
Right.
the same Photoshop.
Right.
No, but there was one that was like. Russell Westbrook needs to shut up. Someone needs to beat the guy up. Or beat the crap out of the guy. That one was clear. So I wonder if that actually had any bearing on the Jazz choosing to ban him, because that's not a great look. If you have a guy sitting that close to the court
And it shows
who's put on
intent.
social media like,
Yeah.
I hate this guy, you should beat him up, and then that person is also still
Yeah.
yelling him at the game, that is to me like, that's over the line. We probably need to get
And
this guy
look,
out.
as a guy that has yelled many racist things at Chandler Parsons, you know,
Right.
I understand. But no, seriously, it's
You got to take that banhammer, man.
yeah. To
I
eat
think,
it.
Chuck, you tweeted and deleted that.
I did.
Joey Devine from the Roundball Rock podcast, or maybe it was Sean. One of the Roundball Rock guys noticed you tweeted and deleted, and I was supposed to tell you they thought it was funny and understood why you deleted it.
Can we say it on the air?
No, I just did.
Yeah, this is great.
I yelled many racist
That was
things
the
at
joke.
Chandler
That,
Parsons.
that was the joke.
It's
Yeah,
way
yeah.
better said than written, and
Yeah.
I don't
No,
like
it
to
was-
leave
it was-
records of maybe being racist.
It was good written, but we got to cover our tracks. Much like me deleting what John said earlier. Anyway, those were
Mamba, call me.
those were our croissant questionnaires. Listeners submitting questions. If you want to submit your own question, you got to become a Patreon supporter. You do that by going to patreon.com/fastbreakbreakfast. I think $1 gets you into the croissant questions. We also been playing our fan tracks negative fantasy league, which right now John
Get
and
away
I
from me, you
are
sick-
in the semifinals.
You're in the semifinals. I'm like tagging along, watching. It is so
Your most
disheartening.
valuable player, Alan Crabb, unfortunately hit a bunch of threes in a game.
8 3-pointers.
And went negative for you, but that's been a lot of fun. So we play with our Patreon supporters over there. Not so much in the
Keith's
the
not
finals.
even doing anything. He just like sits there with his juggernaut, insane Reggie Jackson-esque all-stars, and I'm like working the wire and stuff, picking up Isaiah Thomas, doing crazy stuff, Alex Caruso, and Keith just laughing at me.
I think it's going to come down to the wire. I'm nervous. Your
Are
team
you serious?
Your team is strong, and my team is limping. Ever since Garrett Temple got traded to the Clippers and lost all that playing time,
Yeah.
my team is not as dominant as it once was.
Dude,
But,
my Grizzlies are real, though. Bruno Caboclo.
it's good. So we do that stuff with our Patreon supporters. Also, the Chuck's Filet of Four is coming up.
We're doing the faux fillet.
Double. You're going to need one for each ventricle of your heart.
That is closing.
Ooh.
So if you want to support the show, patreon.com/fastbreakbreakfast.
SeatGeek. saves you time and saves you money. Two of the more important commodities in our lives these days. They aggregate ticket selling sites together, so you don't have to go to 8 sites and then, I'm going to look at the 9th one now because I'm not quite sure. I was totally that way, of course. And then they also rank every ticket based on value. So you look at the section you want to sit in, find that big green dot, the darker green, the better. You'll start to experience just endorphins when you see that green dot and know that you're getting an awesome deal on the ticket. I used SeatGeek to go to a Bucks Wizards game, got awesome seats there for my fiance and me. So the way to get started with them, download the SeatGeek app and enter that familiar promo code
Fast Break Break.
By using that code to get $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. That's promo code
Fast Break Break.
For $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. Let them know that you came from us.
Fast Break Break. John is an asshole. Fast Break Break.
All right, steak and eggs, best thing. What's the best thing you saw this week?
My best thing, I like a little perspective when it comes to our basketball fandom, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar gave us some this week when he was asked to write how he...
a book about Moriarty?
No, he wrote an essay for The Guardian. He's got like a standing, column there almost, where he was asked about how he would feel if someone ever passed him on the all-time greatest scoring list. And it gave the most...
Could it have been Sherlock Holmes' brother? Even smarter brother,
Can you let
Mycroft?
me get sentimental here, John, just for a little bit? He said it would be great if somebody passed my all-time great list because it shows the ability for humanity to exceed and to extend our greatness. Whenever a second shaved off the mile world record or a high jump is increased by a millimeter, the world believes that humans can do a little more, and it's good for us all. So shout out Kareem for giving us a little bit of perspective after just selling all of his like MVP trophies and rings and stuff.
He didn't also add at the very end, I also played 3 years of college.
Yes. Yeah, he
could have been putting up so many more stats in the NBA.
My goodness.
I had to play on a freshman team at UCLA.
I couldn't even
Mr. Wooden.
Right, I couldn't even play against the varsity my freshman year in college.
Can you imagine
What?
facing Lou Alcindor as a freshman in college?
So they played the freshman team, played the national championship varsity NCAA champion UCLA team every day, and Kareem beat them. Lou at the time beat them every single day.
I just saw a high school clip of James Wiseman, who's one of the top college recruits for this season. He's in the 2020 NBA draft, a top prospect. He's playing in like the Tennessee State tournament.
Excited about that nickname.
Why? I just saw he just had like a rebound
Frankincense
dunk
and myrrh.
where he just jumped over just a dude.
Oh,
It was like it's a very casual. It was like a poor the guy's like probably 5'10".
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna not put my taint on your neck."
and like it wasn't even like a big dunk. He's just like, I just dunked, and he's like, "Oh, I guess I'll propel myself over your head
as a
instead of
courtesy."
on your back. Yeah.
Speaking of big dunks,
Yep.
Trae Young to John Collins against my Grizz.
How
full court alley oop?
Yeah. How dare you mention a dunk in the week that Derrick Jones Jr. went off?
Not a dunk.
Let's save. Oh,
that's my worst.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's my worst.
We'll table that. Then.
I am your worst.
You are the worst.
My best thing is this incredibly weird stat line that Luka Doncic put up. Luka Doncic in a game against the San Antonio Spurs. I didn't see much basketball this night. And I just opened up. I was checking my fantasy scores as I'm in the consolation semifinals. Very sad. Lost in the semifinals by a single point
I saw that. It was heartbreaking.
in a categories league. Single point.
Sad days.
That's rough. Anyway, Luka Doncic.
More people.
I was like, wait, 1 for 9 free throws. Is that real? 9 turnovers.
Yowza.
In the same game, Luka Doncic was 5 for 18 shooting, 1 for 9 from the line, and had 9 turnovers.
Wait, is he a great big fat person? 1 for 9 for free throw? Sorry, that's my Luka Doncic.
If you can DM us what reference that is, we'll send you some stickers. What movie that is? But I've never seen a stat line. So then I'm going on Basketball Reference. I'm like, has anyone ever shot under?
He did not put the lotion on his skin.
Guarantee you this can be tracked to the tweet that you sent of me saying that Luka looks like he has the body of a Lego figurine. And he does. He's built squarely. And he's got no...
He's He's built a bit like the wall he's run into.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that
Are y'all ready to admit that Luka is inferior to my best, the Trae Young Express?
Trae Young's coming on hard. Luka, he's banged up.
So what
he's
if
limping around
up.
out there?
What if this is as good as Luka's going to get though?
Possible.
I know that's not like a silly.
We sort of half jokingly mentioned that.
Yeah,
a few weeks ago.
That like he could like maybe he's physically maxed out. 19. I mean, he's going to get a little faster and a little stronger, but he might be at his peak physicality, and he might not be able to take a whole year of beating.
So I want to talk more about this line. But it's a historic nature. Again, 9 turnovers. When I set the market, like who else has had 9 turnovers and shot under 40% from the field and free throws? Nothing. Mm-hmm. Like no one's ever done it. So the most comparable lines I could find out there. There are some recent ones. The one that matches up the most is actually Michael Jordan.
What?
Weirdly enough, there's a Michael Jordan Wizards game.
It's the flu game we didn't hear about.
As a Wizard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where
No.
yeah. No, Michael Jordan on the Wizards had a game where he was 7 for 21 from the field. He was 2 for 6 from the free throw line and also had 9 turnovers. So he had 16 points, 12 boards, 4 steals and other stuff, but 9 turnovers, but a terrible
Did he shoot
shooting
all
night.
those free throws with his
Maybe.
eyes closed?
I mean, Luka Doncic also in this game, he had 12 points, he had 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 blocks. It's just the crazy low free throw percentages. And then I'm trying to find other ones. Truck Robinson?
What?
Not a real name.
Tractor trailer?
Yeah, Truck Robinson had, and he's a center, but he had a game where he was 3 for 10 from the field, 0 for 9 from the free throw line, 6 points, 11 boards, and 7 turnovers.
Who would be your all automobile team? Tractor trailer, Truck Johnson, Otto Porter.
Simi Ojeleye.
Yep.
TJ Ford.
Oh,
We're already there.
nice.
Good job, guys.
Trying.
Is that all we need? Is there?
That's all we need. We got 5.
Convertible Jones.
It doesn't even have to be able to be a good team. We just needed 5 names, and we did it.
Is there a neon Dion Waiters? Is there a neon in the?
Yeah.
There
Dodge
is a Dodge Neon.
No,
That's off the
I
bench.
knew the neon was a car.
Look, we're just trying to help you
It's
get
not Neon Dion though.
No,
There's
I'm
another
trying to
Neon
think. Shouldn't there be a neon in the NBA? Has there ever been?
Shaq Diesel.
Shaq Diesel.
Also, another one. Dwight Howard had a game. It was also very in the same vein of not him. But again, these are big guys, not guards. It's hard to find the guards. Allen Iverson had a game where he was 5 for 19, but he only took 1 free throw, so it doesn't really count. But he had 11 points, 9 turnovers, 5 for 19. Anyway, I'm blown away. This is obviously right in my really niche wheelhouse.
Keith gets goosebumps every time.
When I saw that, I was like,
We're in Keith's sunken place right now.
I was like, what is that?
Good players playing bad.
4 for 20s are flying by.
Oh, man. Anyway, those are steak and eggs. What's the opposite of the steak and eggs? The cream of wheat. What is your worst of week? Your cream of wheat?
Tell me why it's not a dunk, John.
His hand didn't touch the rim.
It doesn't matter. He's above the rim when he releases it.
See, this is BS.
And it's in a downward flushing fashion.
I know for a fact you deducted points from Blake Griffin for this.
No, I never did. I always thought it was a dunk.
Lying
And Dwight
animal.
Howard, too.
So
It's a
Dwight
dunk.
Howard's Superman dunk was
It's a
one of
dunk.
the. It's a dunk.
It's a dunk contest dunk. 10 out of 10. They didn't stop the dunk contest and go, that's actually a layup.
What is your definition of a dunk,
It's a
John?
that was a tip in.
What's your definition of a dunk?
You're a nut.
You grab the rim, shake it around.
No.
Chuck got involved in some internet conversation.
I had to block a guy.
that I was being added. You blocked him?
I had to block him.
I just muted the conversation.
I blocked
I'm like,
him. I blocked
I'm like,
people.
Chuck is just powering this conversation, and I have to mute this now. What is your definition of a dunk? I came up with a definition I like. I want to hear yours.
Take the ball, 2 hands.
Set from 2 feet.
This is
yeah,
your
yeah.
dad speaking through you.
Extend from the knee.
If it's not 2 hands, it shouldn't
That's
be worth
right.
any points.
You better if you hang on the rim. No, dunk.
Not a dunk.
No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I know. And that
I just wanted.
but there are really idiotic people
I know.
who think that that's not a dunk.
I think it's a legit question. Do you have to rim? Do you have to touch the rim for it to be a dunk?
No.
That's what we think of as a dunk.
This is the way we have to break it down to its base fundamental levels. When we don't have instant replay and hours to, fast forward and slow motion play a dunk to see if somebody touches it. If you saw that at a playground everyone at the playground would say, "Did you see that dunk?"
I
And
know.
you would say, "Yeah, that dunk was great." And if you said,
Slow
"No,
mo-
that was a layup because he didn't technically touch the rim," everybody would call you a dweeb and give you a wedgie.
Right. Slow motion does detract. Not a lot of people don't know, but when Daryl Dawkins broke that backboard, he also did not touch the rim.
Really?
Really?
That's not true.
Well, there's
It was
no,
just a sonic
you can't
wave.
disprove it. Yeah,
I
He
can.
did
There's-
it. He did it with pure funk.
Here, so here's my.
So yeah,
No, here's my
it's
definition.
a dunk.
A dunk. Because I thought when Dwight Howard threw it in, my thought was, oh, that's not a dunk. Now after this Derrick
Look
Jones,
at this.
this Derrick Jones Jr. thing,
You just hate Dwight Howard.
well, that's true.
There's a
This
thing
Derrick Jones Jr. thing, I'm like, you know what? That's a dunk. And I'm going to define a dunk for me as forcibly throwing the ball into the hoop from above.
Right.
As long as you're above the rim, you're throwing the ball down with some force, it's a dunk. So, I think I saw Monte Morris dunk. Not a dunk. I don't care that he touched the rim. He laid the ball in and then grabbed the rim.
Right.
Don't you
Not
ever,
a dunk.
Right.
Don't you ever take a dunk away from a short guy? What's
I'm
wrong
saying, no.
with you? I don't
So,
care.
like,
I don't care if he dunks a marble.
I don't think so. So, in my definition, I want there to be some force. You have to throw it in from above.
It is an artistic interpretation, much like pornography.
Okay. You know when you see
don't
it.
know it until you see it. And if you think that isn't a dunk, then you think Michelangelo is porn.
Was
Michelangelo's David is porn. It's not. That's art.
They're
was-
really hip.
but was it the best alley oop finish ever? Because I think it might have been.
I can't. I mean,
It didn't
the
mean
Blake
anything?
one is closed from like degree of difficulty.
There's a couple DeAndre Jordan ones that are aesthetically there just for
Yeah.
the crushing of Brandon Knight.
Yeah.
But like the catching
There's a crazy, somewhat recent LeBron alley-oop finish.
and that LeBron over, I think it's over Jason Terry one. Is
He
one
got
of the great-
Jason. He killed Jason Terry. He killed John Lucas the third.
But he caught
Stromile
it.
Swift.
He caught it with his left hand behind him and he just throws it in.
right.
I mean, it's one of the greatest dunks I've ever
Dwayne
seen.
Wade got
Shut
Anderson
up.
Varejao. No,
Yeah.
it's one of the greatest dunks you'll ever see. It's the same thing, but it's on somebody, but it goes in and he doesn't grab the rim.
Someone
and I had this long
Someone
discussion.
sent me the Gerald Green
years
one when
ago.
he was, I think it was his rookie year on the Nets, where he catches an alley oop and does a 360, and it's just stunning. It's something we really hadn't seen in a game before.
We've seen him in video games.
Right, but I don't know. I think this might have been the greatest finish. When I think of Blake Griffin dunks, they are impressive, but his most brutal ones are the ones where he like offensive fouls people in the face with his offhand.
Yeah, he, like,
and then climbs above them.
Forearm
and just keeps-
shivs people.
Yeah, he like gives it to Pau Gasol and such. My cream of wheat happened in a Grizzlies game when they played the Hawks in Atlanta. There was a proposal.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about those fat dancers.
No, that was pretty cool. Hey, man, those men, and we're talking
Me
about
and
men.
John's future.
There
really.
was like it was like that Chris Farley sketch. Anyway,
Yeah.
there was just a bunch of dudes, some big dudes.
there was no Swayze.
I think the Chippendale Dancer Arenas thing is fairly common.
when they cut to the studio host,
worst is much
there was
more
some big fat shaming. The studio host was like, "Well, I didn't think I was ready for swimsuit season, but I'm a little bit ahead of those guys." I was like, "Well, man,
yeah, fat shaming and king shaming are the last things you could be a bigot about.
no." So there was a proposal at the Grizz game. No, at the it was in Atlanta, but it was Grizzlies fans, and the guy said, who had agreed to not wear any Grizzlies clothing when he made the arrangements with the Hawks to propose at their game.
At the end of this, did the Hawks mascot hit them with pies or something?
I wish. He says to his now fiance, "Will you grit and grind with me forever?"
Grind on it.
No, it saved it. That saved it.
That is gross.
No, that saved it.
That is terrible.
You erased all
Good,
of the
clean
negative. They
fun.
live in Atlanta. Atlanta's like way
Why couldn't
farther
they just
from
drive
Memphis
to Memphis?
because it's farther, and they're on a
It's like
budget.
6 hours.
It's farther than Atlanta. They live in Atlanta. Let them live.
Why propose at the opposing team's game?
Why did the Atlanta Hawks allow that to happen?
The Hawks are cool.
Will you, my darling, grind me forever?
Well,
Yeah.
you grit on me.
Yeah, that's what he.
Grit.
First of all,
on me. That's
grit
how
and
that
grind
song
is
goes.
Horsing around.
The keeping the. I feel like this was like a last ditch paid advertisement by Grind City Media, as they don't know what they're doing.
Give us some of that money. I've got a whole thing planned.
It's strong like a horse. There's way worse dancing. My worst of the week is also dancing. The Phoenix Suns Children's Brigade dancers.
Oh no.
Good Lord. This is like Tim and Eric level, like Christopher Guest madness that happens at halftimes of Suns games, where it's like barely choreographed, like Children of the Corn stumbling around.
Well, you also inherently find children creepy.
Man, this is next level, though. My girlfriend was like, this cannot really be on TV.
Speaking of children, Keith's daughter came in at the beginning of the podcast, saw me and Burr, and immediately left.
She really wanted to come downstairs, but then
Sick
she
man
did
outside.
She did not know strangers
She
were here.
saw us
So,
and was just like, no.
Well, so one of those things about those halftime on League Pass things, NBA halftime entertainment and NBA cheerleaders, you're not supposed to consume that content from 4 feet away.
No.
The camera is not so. When a camera is 4 feet from a cheerleader,
These were the children of
this
the
is
damned.
uncomfortable and like this is sleazy. Like you should not have the camera that close.
creepy.
This is supposed to be in the nosebleeds.
Right.
You look down like, oh, that's a caricature of a woman because she's over made up. They're wearing like really suggestive
However,
things. But,
Keith, this needed to be up close. If you saw this from afar, you would think it was just people milling about smartly.
like
The dance moves were non-existent. It was just children in sequined robes. It was bizarre. I kept
Sounds
waiting
like
for the
the
there
Undertaker
was
to
so
come
many,
up from the
season
crowd.
of
so
True
many
Detective.
of those acts.
Yeah.
When
They were
when the
druids. They were druids.
When the camera gets in the amazing Sladek's face, come on now, we don't. His act is supposed to be enjoyed and
Friend of the
marveled at
show.
from several
Friend of the
hundred
show.
feet away.
Red Panda shouldn't be. You got to give her space.
You don't want quick change. Quick change should not be. The camera should not be right on top of them.
No.
Like it's not right. But mainly the problem is when people come downstairs and the cameramen are into the crotch of the cheerleaders from 3 feet away, and you're like, "This is why is
We
this
really
on
would
TV?
run a great organization. We'd kick out people who looked at themselves on the Jumbotron.
No grindy proposals.
No grit or grindy proposals.
No grit or grind
No
everywhere
children.
unless mascots. I guess mascots. just do it.
Smoke up in the rafters from cigars and unfiltered camels.
But we
Yes.
would be doing what the Indiana Pacers do. We would be dropping donuts by parachute on the crowd. Well done as always, Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
We're handing out USBs of our podcast like mixtapes.
Oh yeah, no, much like James Dolan handing out
Here.
CDs to project perspective.
Listen to the straight shots.
Free
I also have a
agents.
podcast.
Did
Perhaps you saw
everyone
me on
do their
Filipino
worst of the
CNN.
week? John, did you do a worst?
I've got so many worse. I got them coming out my Dwight hole.
Let's do a worst, and then we'll move to our award ceremony.
Your butt worst.
So I've given you the worst children.
Oh, that's right.
I'll give you.
One.
I want to get in this game of scones since we talked about Young and Doncic.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Do you hear that?
Do we need a song?
Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage. Trae Young.
Game of scones.
Thank you, John.
I think it's amazing that we have rookies up in our stat leaders this year.
It's pretty cool.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about like bad stats like DeAndre Ayton's defensive stats. Holy Lord. You guys watch that guy play defense yet?
No.
Yeah, you haven't.
He can score though.
Well, Trae Young leads the league in corner threes assisted.
Yep. Okay.
He also is in the top 5 in total assists on three-pointers, period.
Well, this obviously he actually was probably middle of the pack before the Grizzlies game. Hey now,
He does have
maybe guard the shooters.
he does have an insane lead on
The
this.
redhead-
He leads by 4.
Yeah,
The
the
redhead gets hot.
The
Be careful.
tubercular-looking white kid shooter. Go figure.
I want you guys to give me. You can either give me I'll accept 2 different kinds of answers. Someone in the top 5 of assists on corner threes, or someone in the top 5 on assists on three-pointers.
Okay.
So you get 3 strikes. Keith,
Okay.
would you like to go first?
No. No, I
Chuck?
would not.
I'm the reigning champion. I know you guys.
You're not the
early-
reigning champion. I am the reigning
I mean,
champion.
as it stands, I'm playing under
I've won
protest.
one game.
I want
assisted
so-
three-pointers.
so
okay?
so a number of assisted
Yeah,
or
just total
per game?
No,
Total
total.
assists.
Just total of assists on three-pointers to either the corner or anywhere.
I'm gonna go.
At first, it was corner only, but I thought that was maybe a little too specific.
I'm gonna go Russell Westbrook.
That's correct.
Well done, Chuck.
Russell Westbrook is 3rd in assists on corner threes and 2nd in assists on three-pointers, period.
I'm going to go James Harden.
That's also correct. 2nd on corner threes and 5th on three-pointers, period.
Oh, we're running out of people. Though.
Let's do. Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh.
That is insane, but I like it. And incorrect. Strike one.
A point guard on a team that shoots a lot of threes.
I'm going to go DeMar DeRozan. Kind of a weird one. I only said that because I saw Becky Hammond talking about how he has assisted a bunch of three-pointers, even though he never takes a three-pointer.
Yeah.
So, all right.
I'm sticking with the Bucks. Let me go Chris Middleton as a high-volume corner three shooter.
I love that Chuck has named 2 Bucks and hasn't found the highest on his own on that team. So that's 2 strikes.
Oh, that feels like a hint.
This is trash.
I'll go with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
There it is.
Assists.
Assist from Chuck.
Fourth on the corner threes, and
he's
third
throwing him to Brogdon
To everyone else.
and Middleton.
Well, and that's what I was thinking. It's
and
like if they,
and Lopez.
Yeah.
That guy.
And
Chuck,
Mirotic.
get back in this.
Mirotic.
Either way. Zach Lowe's not listening.
No. Luka.
Bang. Barely. He's not in the total ones, but he is tied for 4th in the corner 3 assists.
Oh, well done, Chuck.
Got it.
Another rookie.
I know. So beautiful.
I'm going to just go with LeBron James.
Not only is LeBron not on the list, but for the first time in his career, he's like not even near the top of the list. 25th.
Oh.
He did lead the league with 344 last year on assists on 3-pointers, but he's fallen all the way to 25th. And it's not that he's just not playing. He's only averaging like 2.2 per game, which wouldn't sniff the leaders this year.
Let's do Kyle Lowry, season salt.
That's strike 3 for Chuck.
Oh, he's got so many assists, though.
And the team shoots a bunch of threes.
The only ones you guys missed.
Well, let me try to win.
Try to dunk on it?
win.
Okay.
I feel like I need to get one to win.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually do that when I win all the time. When I win all the time. I win all the time.
I'm going to go Jokic.
That's good.
No.
Dame?
No.
I was trying to think of the assist leaders, and I couldn't even think.
You're missing the top guy on total assists on 3-pointers. And then on the total assists on corner threes, you're missing a guy who I'll give you a hint.
Ben Simmons.
Nailed it. Ben Simmons.
So Ben
Tim Simmons is the top guy, and the only one you missed. Do you want to? I will have a buzzer beater.
Okay.
His name rhymes with a famous Disney prince's name. And in this case, it's a prince of the jungle.
Prince of the Jungle.
Kemba Walker.
Oh, Simba.
He is alive!
It's the Lion King's in the Great Plains of the Saharan steppe. There's no jungle.
Lion is the king of the jungle. They're in the jungle.
I know.
Hakuna Matata.
I mean,
all right, fine.
I was thinking of Lion.
That's pretty good. Thanks, John.
Lionel Hollins.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry y'all's brains move so slowly.
I was thinking like
you give the worst hints. Your hints are always
some would say would say best hints.
That's because his brain doesn't go
doesn't
how
work
everyone else's
like
brain
ours
goes.
does.
The synapses are different.
He's connecting things. Oh, this is how I would remember it. No, John, there's a much easier path.
I would love to see John
Than
play
some
catchphrase.
forced-
I feel like John would be incredible at catchphrase, but he might be horrible.
He might be the worst.
Been hired to write mini catchphrases.
See,
One of my many crappy ad jobs.
what's my catchphrase?
I mean, it's stolen from Artie Lang, not Artie Lang. I wish it was
My
stolen from Artie
lifestyle
Lang.
is stolen from Artie Lang.
How's your nose doing these days?
It's still there.
Sniff any glass lately?
Let's move to the awards segment of the program, the International Stackhouse of Pancakes Award, given each week to the worst performance in a box score. Real bad week for shooting, guys. We had several honorable mentions. Blake Griffin 1 for 10, Trae Young, Jeff Teague 2 for 14, Reggie Jackson, as John mentioned earlier, 3 for 15, Jordan Clarkson 5 for 20, James Harden 7 for 25. We should also mention Luka Doncic's crazy weird game.
That's not on there?
5 for 18, 9 turnover. Too many other things. I didn't know what to do.
1 for 9.
Anyway, the 3 nominees this week, as they occurred chronologically throughout the week.
Chronologically.
Yeah, JJ Redick, 1 for 11.
Jota.
3 points, 4 boards, and
You
assist.
know what I must do.
2 steals, no turnovers, no personal fouls. Maybe try.
Foul somebody.
That's in a loss to the Rockets. Bradley Beal in a loss to the Hornets.
Yeah, baby.
4 for 21. 15 points, 4 boards, 7 assists, 5 steals. That's pretty sexy. A block, 3 turnovers, 2 personal fouls. And then D'Angelo Russell in a win against the Hawks. 6 for 23. 18 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal,
That's the deal.
a turnover, 2 personal fouls. So we have J.J. Redick, 1 for 11, 3 points, 4 boards. Bradley Beal, 4 for 21, 15 points, 7 assists, 5 steals, which is pretty sexy.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell, 6 for 23, 18 points.
We don't make enough of the fact that Bradley Beal's last name means to heave something.
It is.
It does?
Yeah, Beal.
Bale.
Or Beal. No, you can Beal something.
can.
It just means chuck something.
I didn't know that.
Chuck means to throw up.
Chuck.
That's my name means to, throw.
Can Keith be used as a verb?
There's Keith. Keith is a noun. It's at the bottom of my weed grinder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's that little dust that comes off the pot.
The dregs.
Keith.
I'm going to
John is a toilet.
Yes. Yes.
You
I'm
can
a
chuck.
toilet.
So you can chuck into John.
You can chunk it to John, and you can do Keith on a
Yeah.
John. And you can chuck Keith
You could chuck Keith.
Keith chucks on John into John.
in a John.
This is
Bradley
the worst
Beal.
moment of
Chuck
our- I think this is the worst moment of our run.
It is. We've hit rock bottom here.
I've had some real swings and miss today, boys.
I'm gonna vote. Despite 5 steals, I'm gonna vote for Bradley Beal's 4 for 21.
You're out of your mind.
That's spectacular.
You're out of your mind.
19%, 4 for 21. That's
Keith, check your watch. What time is it? JJ Redick o'clock.
One for 11 is really bad.
3 points?
He had the worst game score of them all.
Damn right. And you think I'm going to take an opportunity to not vote for JJ Redick for iShop? Whatever the opposite of a Wookiee life debt is, that's what I have with him. Chuck, do me.
I'm gonna play a song
If you ever loved me.
and let you guys know. AJJ, AJJ, AJJ in the club hollering AJJ, AJJ.
JJ Redick joining the esteemed pantheon.
Congratulations, JJ Redick. Congratulations, our listeners who maybe or maybe don't hear the noise coming from Chuck's laptop in his microphone. All right. Now we have to pay royalties.
No,
JJ.
Just keep it under a certain number of seconds and you're fine.
That's great. All right. So congratulations, JJ Redick. Par fadeaway. What things are we looking forward to in the coming week?
A cease and desist letter for
Or
this
weeks.
song. I like to think of the playoffs as a wonderful place to be for a team. But in reality, most of the teams that are going to make the playoffs this year are going to be under 500. Or not most of the teams. Most of the 7 and 8 seeds are going to be under 500. And I don't know if being in the playoffs is just making the playoffs is a good thing anymore.
It's a lot of money.
That's all you Heat people are doing.
I know.
It's like your whole existence.
Because it's the culture.
It's for the culture.
And that's why I'm asking this question. Is this even a good thing?
I would, as a Grizzlies fan, whether I still am or not, just undecided, I would like to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
As a fan of a team. Seems cool.
I think
Seems great.
I think making the
John,
playoffs.
will you grit and grind with me forever?
If it mean, I would take.
Guys,
If you could promise me, I don't even care if it's 8th seed. If you'll promise me to have and to hold, to grit and to grind
Yeah.
until the end of our lives.
That's the
Yes.
question. That's the question. Do I want to grit and grind with these people for forever? I don't think I do. I don't know.
Hey, the Grizzlies have won a few games with no players of any merit.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
and their best player is
Can I let
Triple
me try
J
to
out for
reverse
the year?
jinx something? I look forward
it.
to the Kings coming out of their funk and winning just enough games to slip into the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
I don't believe this is going to happen.
That's definitely not happening.
The Pistons and the Kings have depressed me greatly these past few weeks.
I want to know if the Pistons.
The Pistons
can
will be
fall.
fine.
They should be fine.
They'll be fine.
I was so
think
They
so?
might be the 8th seed instead of the 7th seed.
Your talk about
I don't know.
these under 500 teams making the playoffs brings me back to a thing I talked about with Ben Golliver, which was one thing I discovered this week was that Budenholzer's 60-win Atlanta Hawks team, they would have been 4th place in the Southwest Division.
Right.
I said that on the show on Monday. I want to say it again. They would have been 4th place
Right.
in the Southwest Division that season. There was 5 teams with a winning record in the entire Eastern Conference that season.
Right.
That man is lucky.
Yeah, well, then he got the most elite talent in the league to coach now. It's second. It's a second lucky break.
It's a good break. I'm looking forward to the topic I mentioned on CNN Philippines. I think there's going to be some cool jostling and jousting for playoff seeding as people desperately try to veer and avoid the Warriors or whoever it is going to be. Like, there's going to be teams that, like, I think the Trailblazers are the only team that isn't going to partake in it. I think the Trailblazers are going to end up the 3 seed.
Play like 8 seed though,
and like half, only because, like, say the Nuggets, if the Nuggets happen to catch the Warriors,
dude, the Nuggets,
Rockets are going to shut it down and drop to 4 or 5.
The Nuggets are doomed.
The Nuggets don't look great, but
and they're somehow like 12-point favorites tonight.
They made the right move.
Yeah,
they said, you know what,
Isaiah, you're done.
There's no reason to be playing you with.
On my assisted turnover watch with Monte Morris,
right?
Isaiah was messing that up.
Was he?
His mere presence in the rotation was really doing a number on Monte's stats.
Well, I mean, it's hard to say if Isaiah Thomas has something left to give, and maybe I can.
It's not hard to say.
Well, no,
the answer is no.
Hard enough.
It was unlucky for him to end up on a team where Monte Morris, out of the blue, became an awesome backup guard, where Malik Beasley, like,
is God,
dark horse, most improved player. He's been incredible. Where they didn't miss Gary Harris at all. So now you have Gary Harris and Malik Beasley at the 2 guard. You also play Will Barton there, and then you have Monte Morris. There's no room for Isaiah Thomas. There's no reason to play him. Mm-hmm. He could have a moment, much like Steve Kerr was like brought off the bench in the 4th quarter to win a playoff
Ship him
series.
Up to Boston.
So like maybe that would happen.
Leadership,
but unlucky. So
again, he was unlucky since he's been in Boston, where Danny Ainge, traded him after his sister died.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, that was
heartless Danny Ainge said, hey, remember, we're all behind you after your sister died.
Man, who knew these Mormons could be so cruel?
Have you watched
Russell
Mitt
Westbrook?
Romney blow out candles?
Have you read Wikipedia?
Yeah.
Wow, I just didn't know.
Watch the Book of Mormon. It's awful.
Deep. I thought, they're just happy lizard-worshipping maniacs.
No.
No?
We have a few Mormon listeners, I'm sure.
We respect all religious preferences.
Yes.
I'm just saying, read Wikipedia about the church ladder.
Or
any
Keith's,
church.
Keith's
Any
using
church.
Keith's using the royal we.
A lot of weird stuff.
Way.
A lot of weird
zero
stuff
of them.
in all of the...
I respect people's choices to
I
be
do
religious.
like it when you wear your religion or spirituality on your sleeve so that I know that I don't have to listen to what you're saying.
Well, it's no
anymore.
different than meeting somebody who's wearing a Grizzlies jersey. You're like, all right, I get it.
You making fun of my Zebo jersey? Why don't you give back my Zebo
my
jersey?
only piece
I support
of
all
Grizzlies.
fans of tolerant. Most
Tolerant.
You can tolerate.
Tolerate.
I don't like religious people. I don't like Celtics fans. I don't like spiritual people. I don't like Celtics fans. I don't like.
You like them because you've done a podcast with two of them for a while.
John's list of things he likes is pretty small.
And he'll also hang
I
out
like
with
fast speed pumps and my own made up lyrics to Tears for Fears songs.
That's right. All right, well, we got to run. Thanks for listening. If you want to support the program, patreon.com/fastbreakbreakfast. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. You guys are the best. Thanks for listening. And remember, breakfast is the most important thing.
Yeah, never apologize for being G&G. Bad break, man. You understand?